beautiful people. Welcome back to my channel. I guess you can call it a podcast. Oh, I missed y'all. I have absolutely missed y'all. You guys, I actually did not take a break like I sometimes do. I didn't take a break. My computer was doing some things and it wouldn't let me upload the file. Like it wouldn't export or whatever, and I'm just not sure. So I had to just totally scrap last week's Real Housewives of Atlanta. I did not do Ready to Love because it would have just been a shit show of me talking about white boots. Like it would have just been a shit show. I am gonna do this past week's Ready to Love, although I haven't seen it yet. I know it is white boot heavy and it's still gonna be a shit show because she can fuck off, and we're gonna talk about it. But for now, we're here to talk about The Real Housewives of Atlanta. I have not seen the episode, you guys, so I will be watching it with you all and giving you my honest reaction. So let's get to it. Oh, before I start, I have to say, if you are new to the channel, please consider subscribing. We would love to have you be part of the Beautiful People family. Everyone else, go ahead and hit the like button. It does wonders for my analytics. Let's talk about it in the comments, and let's get going. All right, y'all. So they started off going through, you know how they normally do, where they're showing the different women or whatever. And Marlo talking to the guy, blah, we don't believe you. Then we have Drew. We don't give a shit about Drew. However, her sister was talking, and apparently her sister really did end up in a mental home. Like, I'm so nosy. I want to know what happened to her. Like, girl, what happened? What had happened for real? And yeah, I for real want to know. Do y'all want to know? Did it have anything to do with the pandemic? I know it was around the time of the pandemic, but she just seems, and she actually seems to be still a little affected or something. I don't know. Like, I just feel like she's crying every time she speaks about her mental health. And it's sad. I'm not going to lie. Like, mental health and mental health struggles, that's sad. It's huge to me. Like, I, care about people's mental health. But I want to know what happened to her because I'm nosy as shit. Bottom line. All right, so we go from bad to worse because we go to Sonya. And y'all know I cannot stand Sonya. I cannot stand her. I cannot stand the sight of her. But anyway, she's so fucking boring. And guess what she does? She tells her husband she's pregnant in the most boring way ever. She's like, oh, let me show you something. It's here. It's in my notebook. And she opens the notebook and then her Clear Blue Easy is there. And I'm like, that's what you came up with? Like, that's what you came up with? So, she's such a disappointment. I swear to God, she gets on my nerves. Like, oh my God, she is not good for TV. That shit was so lackluster. I swear it was. But anyway, so he, of course, is happy because he's the one that wanted the baby anyway. I will give her this. She looked really happy when she was telling him, so good for her. She talks about telling the family. So in the very next scene, we see them telling the family, and the way they tell the family is boring as shit again. She's like, oh yeah, I went to call a family meeting and I have something in my notebook, and she turns around, but when they turn around it says we're pregnant. However, they on the wrong side. They're on the wrong goddamn side. So guess who doesn't get it? Mom don't know what they're talking about. So the sister is excited. She's like, oh my God, and she gets up to hug them. The father gets it. He's hugging them, and the mom is literally still sitting there like, what I miss? And I'm like, if y'all don't fix it for mother. And they did. So Sonya goes on the other side with the weir or whatever. Yes, we're pregnant. And she starts screaming. It was cute, but slow as shit. The family is slow as shit. I'm just kidding. Yeah, we have the dumbest scene, and I'm so mad that I didn't fast forward it, with Drew and her husband, what's his name, Ralph. They go bowling or whatever, and as they're bowling, first of all, she's bowling in a faux fur like jacket. She just looked dumb as hell. Like, Drew just looks dumb as hell. But she's bowling, and he's like, yeah, if I get a strike, then you got to call me daddy. She's like, okay. And then he don't bowl a strike. So then he's like, no, you know what? If I beat your score, then you got to call me daddy. She's like, okay. I'm like, bitch, just call him daddy. Like, literally, that's what he wants. Just call him daddy. They get to talking about counseling and the fact that Ralph stopped going, And he's trying to explain to her that he's still been doing the work or whatever, even though he stopped going because the guy called him a maniac. The doctor or whatever called him a maniac. And he stopped going, but he's still doing the work. And then he's like talking, and he tells her, listen, this is some intellectual stuff that I'm saying to you. And I'm like, who says that? Who says that? And she's like, I graduated early, so I'm following you. And I'm like, what type of conversation are these two people having? Like, I would want to scratch my eyes and ears out if I had to be in the house with them 24 hours. Like, can you even imagine having to deal with them two for 24 hours? But anyway, it was a nothing scene. Absolutely nothing. All right, so wrapping up these two, which, oh my God, we come back from a commercial and it's still them. Like, what the fuck? But she's telling him that, oh my God, the movie is going to have me away from you for 10 days. And I'm like, he don't give a shit. Like, y'all know Ralph want to be away from her as much as possible. He don't like you, Drew. He don't care that you're leaving for 10 days. But that's not the thing. The thing is, she's going to need all this help with the kids or whatever. And you know what he told her? I'm a little busy too. So there's a problem. So I don't know what you're going to do, sis, but good luck with that. Basically, that's what he told her. Like, you're booked and busy now, but I've been busy and I've been traveling. I'm like, what does he do? What does he do that he travels so much? Do anyone know what Ralph did? Like, seriously, what does he do? But anyway, again, we got nowhere with these two. It was a nothing scene and I'm over it. Yeah, so next we have a scene with Candy coming over to Kenya's house, and she got on her Uggs and everything. I ain't mad, I love me some Uggs. However, Kenya's at home, and she's in these boots. The boots were cute. They had like a gold heel and black boots with a gold heel. I'm not into that. Like, I wouldn't wear it, but it was cute on her. Then Shamia comes, and she has on a blue jean dress, but I think she had on like heels and stuff too. So I'm like, if one thing Candy gonna do again is she's gonna be comfortable. Like, she's gonna be comfortable. And she looked very upset that all she had was like salad. She had shrimp salad, kale salad, and she's like, yeah, Candy, I thought you would be, on like a carb-free diet or whatever. And she said, mm-hmm. I said, Candy is mad there is no chicken and stuff here. I'm sorry. It sounds very stereotypical, but Candy loves her some chicken, and she wants some real food, and you could tell that she was not happy. All right, so they talk about the fact that Kenya wants another baby now, and she's kind of iffy about the surrogate. She says that she still has some frozen embryos, her and Mark, and they're like, oh, so it'll be Mark's baby. And she's like, yeah, but apparently they signed something. So I guess it will be fine. So they asked if she would tell Mark, and she's like, I think I have to. And Shamia's like, yeah, I wouldn't care if we don't have his blessing or not. I would just proceed. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. He's already a jerk. Do you want to have two kids with him? I mean, I guess if he's, oh, excuse me, if he's already not really helping and like putting her through or whatever, and she's still taking care of her baby on her own, if she feels like she could do it again with another one, then I guess go for it. She probably gonna go for it anyway. But they're talking about, y'all, Candy's surrogate. No, what do you call her? Yeah, Candy's surrogate is now Shamia's surrogate. What's wrong with this lady that constantly wants to be pregnant? What's up with that? I mean, I heard that some people love being pregnant. Okay, all right. But yeah, so Kenya is talking about the fact that her vagina will snap back. It's not a big deal for that. I guess she just wants to be healthy. I don't know. And she's like, you could just do the exercises. And it's so funny because when she said it, I ain't gonna lie, I started doing them. And then Shamia's like, girl, when you said it, I started doing them. And I'm like, okay, so I'm not alone. It's so funny. But yeah, so we're off of that and we move to Sheree. And the fact that Martell apparently called around or texted everybody to send him money, a cash app for her dinner. He didn't pay for her birthday dinner. Yeah, and as they're talking about it, I'm like, what birthday dinner? Like, did we miss this birthday dinner? Well, yes, we did. So we find out that not everyone was invited. And Candy is like, tell who told you that he, asked for the cash app. And apparently it was Sonia and Marlo who said something. She don't even talk to Marlo though, but whatever. But the funny part is she asked for those girls, those ladies that she talked to, they whole little clique, they came to dinner and he's literally asking, they said it was $1,500. And Kenya was like, I spent $1,500 today. She's like, you could pay $1,500? So yeah, y'all know. Now y'all know Martell ain't got no money and he got 1,200 kids. So y'all gonna have to let him live on that one. All right, y'all. So far, I'm getting filler from this whole episode. I'm getting absolutely nothing. We are with Sheree. She's at the dog groomer or whatever. She's giving the dog a bath, talking to Martell, acting like they're in a relationship still, talking about, oh, he's the best partner. Yeah, yeah, whatever. They asked what he bought for her birthday, and she said an Alexander McQueen bag or handbag. It's a purse. Like, y'all know when Sheree lied. You could tell when Sheree is lying. That fool ain't bought you nothing. And then she gonna say, oh, I don't want to say this, but he don't really be buying high-end designer because he can't afford it. Leave Martell alone with his broke ass. Oh my God, like you can't tell him that he is not the finest thing walking. But dude, go to work. Go get your builder's license. Like honestly, go do something. All right, y'all. So we're at the table read for The Past, Todd's movie, and we're in the confessional. And Candy is talking about how Todd needs this. Todd needs this to happen. And I'm like, damn. And then he's like, don't tell me what I need. And then he's like, well, yeah, I do. I need this. It's kind of like a passion project. Okay, great. I like Todd, so good for him. But here's the problem. Here's the problem. And I'm about to give Drew an actual compliment, y'all. They're doing the table read, and she's reading it like she can act, like it's coming out natural. Then you have Manetta and you have Shamia and you have Candy sounding awful, like they sound like Tyler Perry movies, and literally Drew is the only one that sounds like a real actor, and it's terrible. It's just terrible. And so the whole past thing, y'all, as they're talking about it, it hit me that this is exactly what Toya was saying. Lil Wayne's ex or whatever, Rajane, whatever. They be saying I say her name wrong. I don't know. But y'all know her mom. Y'all remember when she was married to the guy, she was calling him Sexy Face. I can't remember his real name, but I know on the show she would call him Sexy Face. But she gave him a pass, and then she did the interview on the Breakfast Club and a couple other places talking about how she gave him a pass or whatever, and people didn't understand that. So this is that, and y'all know Candy and Toya are really good friends, so okay, great. Y'all, the movie is going to be a hot ass mess. It's going to be like a Tubi, and I don't have Tubi. I've never watched a Tubi movie. I heard they got some actual decent movies, or some good movies, but yeah, it just doesn't sound great. And Candy, maybe she shouldn't really act in it. Like, she sounds the worst. And she's the one that's actually in stuff. Why are they casting Candy out? She's terrible. Y'all ain't so stupid. So we are now with Drew, and this is a very Drew heavy episode, and I hate it so much. Let me just say that. But we're here with Drew at this, I don't know. Is it her house that they transformed or an Airbnb? I don't know. But we're at her sister's mental health thing or whatever. And apparently everybody's wearing workout stuff. It's healthy. Everything is white and cream. And they're giving out like these green drinks when you come. These healthy drinks. So everybody's taking them. Everybody's coming in. They got the music going and everything. How about when Candy walks up, they stop the music and she tells them, yeah, no, thank you. I'm like, Candy don't want no healthy shit. Why do y'all keep giving her healthy stuff? Like, why are they doing that? And why production is playing Candy? And I know I had to delete my other thing about the last episode, but y'all, I did not like the way they played her at the end when she was talking about, well, if I misheard, or no, if I got it wrong, talking about Toya and Drew kissing, and she's like, yeah, if I got it wrong, then my fault or whatever, and they slowed it down, and it kind of made Candy out to be a liar. And I'm like, fuck is going on with producers this season with Candy? They are clowning Candy and Kenya, and I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. But anyway, they stopped the music. Candy don't want no green drink, and it was cute enough. Y'all, so we get this scene where Ralph is going around hugging everybody except for Drew. And Drew is like, oh, hey, husband. Hey, husband. She's literally chasing him down. And Sheree and everybody's in the confessional like, yeah, he's literally walking past his wife. Um, but for a minute, can we talk about what Drew has on? Because she has on these feathers. She has on a snakeskin cutoff shirt and a Gucci fanny pack. She looks a hot ass mess. Drew is just a hot ass mess. But when she finally catches up to Ralph or whatever, she's like, yeah, hey. And they give each other a kiss. And she's like, I was trying to speak to you. And he's like, yeah, you walk right past me. We get a playback. Oh my gosh, she did. She was like, hey, honey. And she was going in to try to hug him. And then as soon as she saw Ross, Sonya's husband, she diverted her energy to Ross and hugged him instead. And Ralph was looking stupid in the face. And he wasn't happy about that. And I don't blame him because that was shitty. That was shitty. I don't think she realized she did it, or either like Drew is a dingbat. So she might not have even realized she did it. But yeah, it ain't look good. It didn't look good. All right, y'all. So I'm seeing so much of Drew, I just want to throw up. Sorry, but I do. Like, I don't like this episode being so Drew heavy for real. Like, I don't like it, and it's boring as shit because Drew is boring as shit. But anyway, we get her sister's backstory, and apparently, in another episode, she told Drew that she was being beaten when she was 22 years old or something like that. She was in a relationship. She was being beaten. And she feels like that gave her like PTSD, anxiety, and all of that. She has bad dreams, all that stuff. So in 2020, I guess maybe from the pandemic and having to be isolated and kind of in the house, she felt like she just kept having a whole bunch of panic attacks. She kept calling the police a lot to the point where they turned her over to the psychiatric ward, and she spent 19 days in there or whatever. So I mean, okay, that's sad. And she feels better now, or she says she feels better now. But I think she said, did she say she's bipolar? I feel like she did. She said us being bi, we don't really talk about it or whatever. So I think she's bipolar. But they're about to start doing all this wellness, health and wellness stuff. And y'all, this episode is awful. It's just pretty awful. Why is Cynthia here? And I said that in the last review that y'all couldn't get because I had to end up deleting it. But I, unlike a whole lot of other people, were not happy to see. I wasn't happy to see Cynthia because Cynthia gives nothing as well. Like, she looks good, of course, and her hair looked really cute on this episode. However, Cynthia has never been interesting. So why is she back? Anyway, let's move on. Y'all can't stand Marlo, but I swear to God, she actually has been cracking me up in her confessionals this season. So they outside doing some drop it with Drew BS, and she's like, I dropped it with Drew once, and it was a fail. And she said, you know what? Let me try this website again. And she says 404 not found. Oh, they done dropped it. She said the internet done dropped her again. Yeah, I got a kick out of it because Drew is terrible. Drew is terrible, and she's a fraud. She's a liar. She's just awful. She's just awful. We want to drop Drew from this show. Y'all, did y'all see that scene with Ralph and Drew's friend? What was her friend's name? Tiana or something? She's awful looking. But the way they looked at each other and she was looking him up and down in a flirty type fashion, no, absolutely not. That broad would be out of my house. Like, Drew needs to see this back and see what she did because she wasn't around, so I'm sure she didn't see it. But ew! Don't look at my husband. Don't look at my man like that. Like, we're not playing those games. We're just not. So, and again, did I say she was unattractive? Because that's not nice. That's not nice. Oh, jeez. Now we're at dinner and we're talking to Drew about this lawsuit, and we're talking to Ralph. The guys are talking to Ralph. Ralph is giving his side of the story. The girl came in. She wanted to cook. She wasn't a good cook. She had hair in the food. That same thing that Drew is telling the women. But Ralph is saying that the girl was like, "Oh, do you have anything else that I can do?" And I love the fact that Manyetta's husband was just like, "Listen, y'all seem to have bad luck with assistants. Like, they ain't doing nothing but giving y'all hell. Like, y'all have way too many people in your house." And I'm like, preach. And he's like, no shade. I'm not trying to come for you just as a friend. You got to watch who you let in your house. And I'm like, if you don't tell him. And Ralph is just like, yeah, man. No, I know. Do you know? Because y'all do. Y'all have like 59 assistants for what? And what do y'all do? Like, seriously. But anyway, she's at the table and she's telling them how it went from $1,000 lawsuit to 10,000. And then Candy is like, so hold on. She's in the confessional like, okay, so you didn't say it was 10,000. You said it was 1,000. And shady producers are showing us all the paperwork that it's 1,000. Drew's a fucking liar, y'all. We can't believe nothing that comes out of Drew's mouth. We just can't. So if they had not showed us that, we would have, or shown us that, we would have thought that Drew was being sued for $10,000 because that's what she said. Because she's a liar. And that's why we don't need her here. Like, it's already not really reality, but we have just a liar for no good reason. I can't stand people who lie I can't stand people who lie, but I definitely can't stand people who lie for no good reason. Like, fuck are you lying for? Like, why are you saying that? Anyway, probably because Kenya was like, girl, just give her $1,000 and be gone. So now she had to up it. She was lying. Anyway, we move on. We get to Sheree's birthday dinner. All right, so for starters, we talk about who was on the invite list. And she claims that it was people that she's been knowing for 30 years. However, Cynthia Bailey was there. Candy was not invited. Let's just make that clear. Candy wasn't invited. Cynthia was invited. Not Sheree. Courtney, who isn't even on the show. She's not even a friend of. She's nobody. She was invited, and Sonya was invited. Marlo was there. Like, are you kidding me? These are not people. And this is what Candy is saying in the confessional. These are not people that you've known. And she's like, well, maybe we're just, drifting apart. No, Candy, she was never your friend. This lady was never your friend. Sheree is not a good friend to anyone. Like, she's a follow. Let me shut up. Yeah. Let's move on. Oh, y'all, I am hating it so much. So they talk about why Candy wasn't invited. Drew said her invitation must have been lost in the mail. Sheree is just like, yeah, Ralph said that your kid was sick. And she's like, oh, yeah. So, okay, there's that. And she's like, and Candy can't even make it to group stuff. So I know she's not going to make it to my, situation. And Candy's like, girl, you don't know. I maybe could have made it. And Cynthia's like, so what you saying is you wanted an invite so you could say no to the invite. And I'm like, Cynthia, shut your ass up. Like, you're not even supposed to be here. Why are you here and why are you speaking? Like, seriously. But anyway, yeah, we want that. And y'all know that's a meme, and it is totally me. I would like to say no to the invite, but give me the invite. I'm gonna say no. Thank you very much. But I mean, I still want the invite. And Candy said no, she was at home. She would have made it. So I was just irritated with the fact that Cynthia had lines. Why is she speaking? All right, so we wrap up this crap with Sonya letting everybody know that she's pregnant. Something on their phones or whatever. I was like halfway watching it because I don't care. I do remember hearing Drew in the confessional saying, listen, girl, just tell us you're pregnant. Like, why everything got to be a social media stunt? And I'm like, because she's she definitely is thirsty. Y'all know Sonya is thirsty for attention. She is all of that. But anyway, the next scene that's coming up, you guys, this was all Drew's episode, and I cannot. She is talking to the counselor or whatever about her marriage. We get to crying and all that. We know that it's fucked up. It's been fucked up. And I can't watch it. I'm not going to watch it. So I'm going to fast forward. Just so you know, I don't care. I don't know what she's going to say. I'm going to fast forward and see if anything else happens. If not, then we're done. But we'll see. I'm going to fast forward it. All right. Nope. That was it. We just had Drew as I was fast forwarding. Once I stopped seeing her face, then it went off, and that was that. So, okay, we got that episode out the way. And God, I needed to get better. Did y'all enjoy this episode? Were you entertained? I hate it so much. But anyway, thank you for being here. Again, if you have not already, please consider subscribing. If you made it all the way to the end, you are the real MVP. I appreciate you. Like the video, comment, let's talk about it. I am so sure that some people, I even know who, will disagree with some of the stuff that I said. And I know that a lot of people love Cynthia, so I am sure that, people are just like, what is she talking about? Why is Cynthia back? We love Cynthia. We love boring Cynthia. But anyway, I will see you guys in the next video. Smooches.